Okay, guys, afternoon. I just sorted out my gate. Should I show them the gate? I showed you guys the wooden gate that I started after I got my 2 posts up. What? Let me tell you something. Some insects. I've never seen these insects before. 1, 2. Well, the next thing I'm thinking about is the amount of destruction inside the house. 5 days of it now. Today is Friday. It started on Monday. And every day when a new hole come up in the walls, I keep thinking lizard, 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 bugs, bugs, bugs. Well, anyway, I showed you guys this, right? So I got partial fence up. This was the focus. I'm not pulling down the temporary right now at all. But I have, and let me tell you, the big old lizards in the yard move into this thing. So I'm hoping by the time we cast it, with the concrete, hopefully cover them in there. But anyway, I bought my hinges this morning. The bubble here, bring it up. And Davey bought it and sent it up. And my bolts, right? So I had this frame done, I think last week Saturday, and it was just pushed up against the column, and we lock it in the night. So this now is supposed to be a little more, easier. You open, it works, but here's the joke. Right here, this wood is too soft. The concrete nails, for some reason, so I'm wondering if the blocks are hollow. So he uses a combination of the tough blocks and the partial hollow blocks. But it seems all I'm hitting since morning I did this is the partial hollow blocks, because it's tough when it's just going through, but then it gets soft, right? So it's like you can just pull it out, see? So what I'm hoping to do later when the guys make cement, so I can do it myself, you guys know that. But I'm going to live off the workmen today. So when they do the cement work, the mortar for the holes in the house, I'm going to take away some. Although maybe that bad, maybe I should do it myself. I may or may not, maybe not today, maybe Sunday. But I need to put some cement, because it's the only thing I figure can, hold it in and keep it firm. So this, and then I had to dig down some so that it can open. Well, the bikes can't come through this anymore. The bubble came this morning and this was not leveled. So I cut this off with the intention for it to drive through. But then I said, nah. So I had them drive over that side and come through the open space up here. Anyway, this is what I'm showing you. So now I have, I can lock the gates. Right? I need to reinforce it though, because this too is the same thing. And anytime I do these little projects, is all wood. I ain't buying no wood to do it, because this is temporary. So the hinge is stronger than the door and the gates, I can tell you that. So I am planning to splash some cement in the corner on this one to hold it, and do the same on the bolted section. But it can stay for the time being. And this now, I think I'm not going to try and pull it anytime soon until I get the actual gates. And then, and the gates over here are expensive, can I tell you that? You're talking like 15,000. I guess it depends on how elaborate you want it. I was thinking of doing the old-fashioned gates that we did in burglar bar like material, and then at some point do some designs on it that I created myself. But I think that's wishful thinking. I don't see myself getting the time to do it. So it's just me thinking artistically and hoping that I could add my own artistic expression to my property. I don't know if that's gonna be possible, but I met an artist recently who actually knows how to do metal work artistically, I guess. So if he taught me, maybe I could swing it, you know, maybe, I don't know. But that's not what I started the video doing. I was around the back. We are attempting to cook again, and we're going to use outside. Yesterday we did it in the messy kitchen. I don't have the energy today. So you see, all right, listen to this now. Let me show you guys something. This length of board, right? I realized I was robbed when I went to do it. You see how up here so damaged? It can't do nothing with up here. They wanted to make shelves like I did in my room, and cousin, she wants to do the same thing. So I told her to ask for 1 inch by 10 inch. So 1 inch thick by 10 inches across, right? And they smooth up. It still doesn't look like the wood I have. You see, to me, it still doesn't look like my wood. But they said it's 120 for this length, right? I gave them my measurements. I told them I wanted 1 inch by 10 inch, 1 inch thick, 10 inch wide, and then 5 feet each piece. Thinking I was going to do 2 long lengths of shelving. But when I got home, they charged me 120 cedis for it, for both pieces. When I got home, I realized that I would prefer using the other side of the wall. And those who saw that video remember, right? So using the other side to have one long one that still didn't go to the 5 feet, so I had to cut piece off, and then a shorter piece. And the second short shelf, I put it in the bedroom section, not in the closet. And I have my Bibles and so on it, right? But if this length costs 120 cedis, it means I robbed myself, because they charge me 120 for the 2 5-foot piece, which would make it 5 feet. Yeah, so it'd make 10 feet. I need to measure it to see how long it is. And then when Davia went, they were telling her, no, keep it inside. When Davia went, they were telling her 120 each piece for 3 feet, because she said 1 inch by 10, but in terms of length it would be 3 feet, because I measured the width of the bracket, the space between the brackets that she already asked the guys to put up in her room, and it's 3 feet of wood that she need maximum. It don't make no sense to go taller than that. And if I bought 5 feet for 120, and they were giving her 120 each one, I said something is wrong with that. So they want to say it's a different wood and ray and whatever. So I said to Davia, after telling her to let them give her 3 feet, I said, don't cut it then. Tell them to sell you the length of wood for the 120. So that's the length of it. I can't use a saw like anybody else, so I can easily cut the 3 feet and would still have wood, right? So at every turn, you have to find ways to save yourself, you know, because I continue to be confused by some of the things they say. They say one thing, no, you go back tomorrow, you hear another thing, and you wonder what you misunderstood. Anyway, the cooking. Somebody asked about the stove, right? It's not any big thing. We have 4 blocks at the base, right? So right? So, but it's solid blocks, right? Some people I see do them. When we checked, it wasn't like this before. We changed it recently. When they didn't think before of checking YouTube to see what they had on it. But YouTube, some of them have some really fancy things that we just weren't going to go for. So they actually have some on YouTube that you have hollow blocks, some with bricks, some, well, I guess it depends on you and your affordability. So we put those blocks down there for the base. Then we flatten these two, which would where you would rest your wood for burning. And then this now, we wanted it elongated. So you have the option, we have the option of putting on 2 pots at a given point and the amount of length to have the fire wide, right? So 4 blocks there, 4 is here too. So you have 4 down there. We put it vertically. Then we have 4 horizontal because you're looking at 2 here, but there are 2 at the back. And then you have 4 on top, 2 there, 2 there, and that piece there, right? So it works. It works at some point maybe, but we're okay with just working with it as this. It has worked. We don't have any problem. Sometimes we use those alpha blocks. I don't even know where I got them. I think somebody cut them with it, and we put them at the side or at the side there. You bracket the pots and separate the areas. So we have a number of ideas and ways that we work with shifting it around. Today we're just using it to, I think it's stew chicken today, people. But what we normally do is whatever skin we cut off the chicken, we fry it up and mix it with whatever, whether it's sweet potato or overnight rice or whatever for the animals. So we end up cooking, 2 pots. Their food plus ours. When we finish with the oil now, then we'll use that for the dog food. And we're going to be using this table again out here. So I need to take up these things. This was in the kitchen and the dust. So I have it out here, but I need to finish going through it, keeping what I want and getting rid of what I don't want. But I really paused to show that since Carissa started cooking, I was really washing the rugs in the house because the dust is everywhere inside this place. So right. So that's it. Someone asked in my comment about the stove, how we put it together. Hopefully they see this video. I'm not even sure what to call it since I talk about my gate too. So maybe I could put gate on stove. But anyway, this is Michelle in Ghana. For anybody seeing my videos for the first time, moved to Ghana last year. I'm in the heat, so the camera is getting over